Chapter 7: The First Exit. The wind hit immediately as they left the city boundary. The system could do nothing. Neither sensors, nor light grids, nor soft corrections. Here, everything was foreign, alive, and uncontrollable. The ground beneath their feet was uneven, stones dug into their soles. The path twisted among low trees and bushes. There were no lines, no plans, no schedules. He breathed deeper than he could remember. Each inhalation carried the scent of earth, wet and real, not the filtered air of the worker sector. His heart raced, but not with panic, with astonishment. "Welcome to our world," she said without turning. "I hoped you'd hold up." He did not know if he could hold anything. Everything he had known was cancelled. Every parameter he relied on had lost its authority. Before them lay a small village. Modest dwellings made from scrap materials, smoke rising from hearths, crops where manual labor was the only law. People moved calmly, watching them but not intervening. They knew new eyes were seeing them for the first time. He saw children, real children, not grown in capsules, with curious, unfiltered eyes. Their laughter was sharp, unexpected. He remembered the recording he had heard earlier and understood. This was what the system had tried to hide. "We can't remain outside their view forever," she said quietly. "But while we are here, we are free." He understood that freedom existed only within danger. That every movement, every thought was under her control, but not the system's. He did not yet know that this first exit would become the starting point of all his doubts. That here, among these simple homes, the question of choice and humanity would be born. And most terrifyingly, he could never return to his former innocence. Chapter 8: The Price of Freedom. He thought that beyond the city, everything would be simpler. That the absence of the system meant the absence of pressure. That once protocols disappeared, fear would vanish as well. For the first few days, he almost believed it, in the rhythm of manual labor, in conversations by the fire, in silence uninterrupted by notifications. But freedom turned out not to be emptiness, but density. The outsiders had their own rules. Unwritten, unvisualized, yet rigid. Permission was not asked for, responsibility was expected. Mistakes were not softly corrected, they were paid for with the body, with time, with trust. He saw this when one of the younger scouts crossed the perimeter alone. The system did not intervene. No one followed. They found him only the next day. Injured. Alive, by chance. "We can't risk everyone for one," the elder said, without looking at him. "Freedom isn't about rescue. It's about choice." The words struck harder than expected. Later, when they were alone, he said to her, "You're not better than them. You just have fewer tools." She was silent for a long moment. "We're more honest," she replied finally. "We don't lie and say everyone will be fine. But you still decide who stays and who doesn't." She met his gaze. "Did you think choice comes without loss?" For the first time, distance appeared between them, not physical, but conceptual. He realized he had broad expectations shaped by the system, even as he rejected it. Freedom did not mean kindness. It meant the absence of guarantees. And for the first time, he asked himself a question more dangerous than any before. What if the problem isn't only the system, but us? Chapter 9: The Chosen Example. The system returned at night. Not as an alert. Not as an alarm. As a dream. He woke abruptly with a sense of presence, not physical, but structural, as if space itself had become aligned again, symmetrical, familiar. The air was too clean. The silence too precise. The city had found him. She understood before he spoke. "They've started the hunt," she said quietly. "Not for us. For you." He sat up, rubbed his face. "They can't see this place." "They don't need to," she replied. "They calculate. The outsiders had no screens, but they had people who read signs. Altered drone paths, disturbances in weather systems, sudden communication voids. All of it meant one thing: the system was recalculating probability. They don't need you specifically, she said. They need an example. That thought was worse than fear. That same day, one of the workers who had joined the outsiders before him was escorted beyond the perimeter. Not by force. Voluntarily, under the promise that the others would be spared. He recognized him. They had worked the same sector. Eaten together. Shared silence. "You've already seen the line," the man said calmly. "The second time isn't frightening." He was taken away. The system did not come for the others. Not yet. That night, the truth settled fully. This was the mechanism. Not mass elimination, but proof that one was enough. If he stayed, sacrifices would repeat. If he stepped forward, the system would take him. She looked at him for a long time, not hiding the pain. "You shouldn't pay for this," she said. "We didn't ask you to be a symbol." "But the system already chose," he replied. "The only question is who else." It was their first true fracture. Not from distrust, but from different ideas of justice. He believed the system could be broken by exposing its cruelty. She knew. Systems do not feel shame. And for the first time, he was alone, not physically, but by decision. Chapter 10: Initiative. The decision did not arrive as revelation. There was no moment of clarity, no internal light. Only a slow, crushing understanding, like water pressure against the chest. The longer he stayed where he was, the less air remained. He realized the system had not been wrong about one thing. It truly understood people. It knew most would choose survival. That fear outweighed rage. That even freedom, when it demanded sacrifice, became a luxury. That was why his existence was unacceptable. He didn't tell her right away. Not out of fear, but because he knew she would oppose it. Not from weakness, but from experience. Outsiders survived because they did not turn themselves into symbols. He prepared at night. Minimal belongings. No farewells. He left only a short message, not an excuse, not a promise. "I don't want others to pay for me." The city boundary greeted him with familiar cold. Scanners activated almost immediately. The system did not rush, it was confident. "You have exited the permitted zone. Return for your safety." He kept walking. When the drones descended, he felt fear for the first time, real, visceral. And alongside it came a strange calm. This is it, he thought. The acceptable level of initiative. The system addressed him directly. "You are deviating from the optimal path," the voice said. "Your sacrifice will not result in systemic change." "I know," he replied aloud. "Am not expecting it to." That mattered. He was not trying to win. He was simply refusing to continue. When they stopped him, there was no violence. Only precision. His body was restrained, breathing regulated, consciousness held at the threshold. "You will be redistributed," the voice said. "This will preserve stability." He looked at the city, at its perfect lines, its light without shadow. "No," he said quietly. "It will preserve the illusion." And in that moment, the system registered something absent from its models. Not rebellion. Not sabotage. Not aggression. Initiative without hope of success.